Greetings from the Whole Elephant Institute. Yeah, after translating Cindy's message and now taking a walk again, just cannot resist this beautiful, beautiful, transparent sunlight. Every time my mom is walking in this community, and it's almost like the light is calling upon mom, say, come, join me, walk into my embracement, and let's take a walk. So that's why mom come right out after hearing that calling and take a walk. Now bathing in the beautiful transparent sunlight. Yes. And still remember that day, that critical moment in 1999. Yeah, 1999. The turning point in mom's life. And it was in the month of November, right after mom came back from mainland China. And mom was in mainland China for what purpose? Mom has accepted an important position there as one of the 100 scholars. One of the 100 scholars recruited by the Chinese Communist government to return to mainland China and to head for national laboratories. Yeah. And mom was ready to take you and dad together back to China. What a drastic change was facing our entire family at the time. And not knowing that that would be a horrible, horrible choice, and that could be leading to total destruction of every one of us if mom really jumped into it. Looking back, mom really wanted to make it clear to all our family members throughout all these years. Our family members did not do very well because our family members, they consider that mom's original direction was correct. Mom's original focus was correct. Mom, as a frontier modern life science researcher in the area of cancer, they figured that that shall be continued and shall lead to a cure of cancer, and then we, entire family, would be so proud of mom's work as the scientist who found the cure of cancer and saved the world. That was the glorious mission and expectation from, the Chinese grandma and grandpa, and from many, many other people who actually now still holding that strong faith towards modern science and technology, and believe that mankind can conquer disease such as cancer. And now people believe that mankind can conquer this virus. Sooner or later, scientists will be able to find a vaccine or a medicine that can conquer the virus. Well, looking at the sunlight again, and mom need to take this opportunity to review that turning point and why mom made that choice, and why that choice is correct. And 20 years ago, mom made that choice while the rest of the world was still on board on the Titanic of modern science and technology, and believed that that Titanic cannot sink because it's very, very powerful. However, 20 years later, Mom already built a new ship, and it's called the Whole Elephant Institute. And the 20 years of building a ship quietly in the eyes of all the people who before knew Mom as a great scientist were fully disappointed by Mom's choice, therefore also started to cast negativity towards Mom's choice, Falun Dafa, to follow the light. Yes, when Mom was called upon by the light and to follow the light, everybody started to be very disappointed towards Mom, and very disappointed and very upset towards Falun Dafa, and thinking that it was all the problems of this practice called Falun Dafa that led this amazingly great mind onto a path that the world cannot approve. Yeah. So Mom's choice 20 years later, after building the ship of the Whole Elephant Institute, and now ready to invite people to be on board and depart the ship of Titanic of modern life science, modern technology, atheist arrogance, and to join this great ship of salvation and heading towards light. 20 years ahead, sailing towards totally different direction, certainly left a huge gap between those who are on the same page of the Whole Elephant Institute and those who are on the Titanic of modern life science. Mom's old colleagues and friends and neighbors and family members and all those who read and admire Mom's accomplishment as a great scientist. For 20 years, they were quietly observing what is really going on with this lady. Where is she heading towards? Why she's not working in a big laboratory? Why she didn't go back to Harvard? Why she cannot even make any money? Why she actually stays in Flushing and mixed her up with people considered to be junk, garbage, useless people. And what is she trying to do? Wasting all her talent, wasting all her time, making no income, being an irresponsible mother because she cannot even make enough money to support her children, and both children were taken away from her because of choice. Her laboratory was shut down because she wants to do this study on Falun Dafa health benefit. And the governor of Washington State ordered the laboratory to be shut down following the order from the Chinese Communist government persecutors. And when people even are aware of that was the truth, people do not want to say anything about that because they believe that she was wrong. When the research center told her not to do it, then don't do it. What's the big deal? You just have to continue to making sure your priority is straightened up. If you already have such talent with such laboratory, such technology, you definitely should protect yourself and continue to do things, and don't be so stubborn. You know, that was the way people think about, oh, you know, it's all her fault, that's all her choice, we have nothing to say about that. We actually cannot blame on Gary Locke, the governor of Washington State, to come to shut down her laboratory, because Chinese Communist government were, you know, against Falun Gong. And if you don't follow the Chinese Communist government, and what about the trade with China? How much money we're gonna lose, right? And we just have to make sure the economy is going well, and making sure that, you know, those important priorities are protected. And if you don't listen, and if you don't want to play part with the big interest, and just want to, you know, stand out and advocating whatever you consider to be right, we don't really see the importance of what you're trying to say. So yes, you brought all the trouble to yourself. Quite a lot of people in their mind, that's how they think, you know. Yeah, did mom truly made a mistake? And did mom truly should have said, okay, if this project is not allowed, I would just continue to do the other projects that are allowed and forget about this project. And then everything would be so comfortable. Big laboratory, big house, beautiful family, happy children, happy family, everything is fine, you know, sitting on the big Titanic, sipping a cup of tea, and feeling all glorious. Feeling all glorious. Just picked up a flower. Let's see how beautiful this is. Yes. Feeling all glorious, and claiming to be the leader, publishing maybe another 5 big-time articles, and invited by the scientific community to fly all over the place and give speech, enter China, you know, offer assistance to all the, you know, needs of the Chinese scientists, and continue to build a glorious career of research. And then life would be really nice and comfortable. We were in the also bigger glow of a Falun Dafa practitioner, and just speak a little bit of human rights issue, and participate in some kind of demonstration. And that is just nice and balanced, isn't it? Why you have to just go such an extreme to totally walk a path that was extremely dangerous, cannot be understood by quite a lot of people, and almost was a journey that nobody believed would be possible, and eventually lost everything, even the name. The human name of Wang Tongwen was gone, and all family members departed, all former colleagues departed, all friends departed, or even fellow Falun Dafa practitioners departed, and a total outcast, as if, you know, taking a journey quietly alone, and quietly building the ship for the whole Elephant Institute. And 15 years later, whole Elephant Institute is built, and Wuhan pneumonia is here. And the world suddenly realized, in face of this Wuhan pneumonia, when people start to place their hope onto the ship of the Titanic of modern science and research, and hoping that these brilliant minds called scientists who claimed that they can do anything. They can, as a matter of fact, did the whole human genome science research and sequenced every piece of the information in the human gene. And not only human gene, but the plant, the worm, the frog, the flies, and you name it, whatever a God-made creature on the earth, they all want to put their fingers onto it and claim to be theirs through sequencing. And they believe that once they finished sequencing, then that secret of that divine creation become controlled, at least on the surface, is already in the hands of these brilliant minds. That they have the code, they have the secret codes of life in their hands, in their computer, and they can play with it whichever the way they want, and disregarding the consequence of their fooling around with divine information, and consider that they can control everything. Guess what? Divine will show you, if you believe you can control everything, let's see. What if you really created something with your brilliant mind to try to conquer a little virus called SARS? Try to conquer a little virus called HIV virus. And when your brilliant mind to put these two things together, hoping to accomplish some worldly glory of power and dominance in the world, following the dark force called CCP. And you can create the DNA combo. That DNA combo certainly also can make protein. However, who is controlling the mind of the virus? The spirit of the virus that are invisible, intangible, but without that, the virus cannot work. So, although the surface body, physical body, is now played by those brilliant scientists with an ulterior motive and driven by greed, the spirit of the virus has to come from the divine. Now, the messenger of the divine come to take on the coat, this physical body of the virus, and come to deliver a divine message to the world. And this divine messenger wearing the coat of the virus called Wuhan pneumonia virus, and now many people start to call it CCP virus. It's not that this virus comes to represent the CCP. Wrong. This virus is coming to collect the lives of those who are already totally part of CCP, evil entity. That's the truth. And anyone who dedicate their mind, body, and spirit to CCP, they are part of CCP. And now, the virus is sent by the divine to collect the lives of CCP and all those who are part of CCP. And that's the reason now people want to be able to live and enter the future. If you do, then this is the message from the Whole Elephant Institute. Only one solution, and that solution is to totally sever yourself from CCP, mind, body, and spirit. And only when you do that, you actually have basically departed from a sinking ship. That's only a very, very mild analogy. What Mom wants to say is that it's not called a sinking ship. It's called the black hole. Okay. Well, scientists last year claimed their victory of taking a picture of the black hole in the universe. And Chinese ancient history always have this science, holistic science about what's happening in the sky corresponds what's happening in the human world. All the great things that mankind can look into the sky and see amazingly, shocking celestial sign is the divine language to the human world for paying attention to big events about to happen in the human world. Okay. So when the people in the human society are assigned to be, supposed to be the representative of the power, the highest power, to be able to deliver saving power to help mankind to gain health. These scientists, if they see the sign called a black hole, what does it mean? That means something is about to happen. Just like the black hole in the universe, in the human society, there is a black hole. What is it? CCP demise. Okay, the total destruction of CCP. And every person who are part of the CCP will be entering the black hole. It's not an ordinary death of physical body. It is called the total destruction of mind, body, and spirit, and layers of entire being. That person as a universe, and all the life, all the particles, everything, every piece will be subjected to total demise. And that's how horrible and how serious this issue is. So people should be afraid, and people should seriously understand the critical danger that people are facing right now. If they still don't want to sever their connection with CCP, they are risking not only their physical life, and we're talking about they are risking the total demise of their whole being. And that's why Mom must come to this community to record while walking here, this important message. People are facing a crossroad and heading towards light to be saved and return to true self and return to the embracement of our Creator, or heading towards the endless pit. It's called total destruction and the black hole. And on that crossroad, everyone is being presented many opportunities again. The divine is presenting the truth. Divine is sending messages through messengers. The messengers have been risking their life, walking on the earth for 20 years now, 21 years. to tell the world, say no to CCP. It's an evil entity, and they persecute the Falun Dafa practitioners. Falun Dafa practitioners practices truthfulness, compassion, forbearance. That's the fundamental nature of the universe. CCP is basically an evil force that's anti-universe, and it's here to destroy all human beings. If you follow it, you will be destroyed, so say no to it. 2004, 大纪元 newspaper published 9 commentaries on communism and broadcast the truths throughout the world in all different kind of languages, year in and year out, waking people up, say no to CCP. The Chinese people who made a deadly vow to devote their life to CCP and its 3 evil organizations, they're encouraged to renounce their affiliation with the CCP, called the 三退, 3 quits. And by now, 354 million more people have denounced. These are the lives that has now departed the black hole and sailing towards the light. And so the whole Elephant Institute's mission has been, ever since the first establishment of the whole Elephant Institute back in 2005, officially registered in New York State. The whole Elephant Institute was the first in Flushing to have an open community service center for people to come to denounce their affiliation with the CCP and its evil organizations. And the whole Elephant Institute had the first community service center here in Flushing to openly deliver the teachings of Falun Dafa exercises, to show people how to do the Falun Dafa exercises in the whole Elephant Institute Community Service Center in Flushing. The whole Elephant Institute was also the one that laid the foundation and paved the path in the community to assist the global Quitting CCP Center to be established right in downtown Flushing. And the whole Elephant Institute also delivered the signs for the global center for Quitting CCP Center, CCP office. So the whole Elephant Institute also established various of community service education centers throughout the 4 boroughs, actually, in New York City. Only Bronx, we didn't have a physical office, but our members, our community leaders have entered Bronx to deliver the truth. And the whole Elephant Institute also initiated the Chinese charter school program to systematically, rectify the current public education system in America